You mentioned Tatler. So is it fair to say he's officially a member of the band now?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
when we talked to Brian, he kind of wasn't allowed to say. It was kind of like, we'll see, we'll give it a go and see what happens. Because at that point, I don't even know if he had done a fucking gig with you guys yet. So we were already hiring him for you.
Oh right, okay.
We already going
to blame. Okay.
Yeah, get in there, man. Just get in there. Just get in there.
It'll be fine.
No, I mean, he's great. He's done the album and everything, and he's doing the next tour. So I think you can safely say that. So
Yeah. I'm still waiting on my album to arrive in the mail, so I don't have the credits in front of me, but I understand that Paul plays on the album. Is that correct?
Yeah, he plays just a couple of solos on the album.
Okay.
To be quite honest with you, I couldn't tell you what tracks they are off the top of my head, but yeah, we got him in just to do a couple more,
So if he is basically retired from the band and only contributed a couple solos on the record, how did that alter the writing process for you guys? Because you now have Brian Tatler, Paul Quinn obviously was a huge part of the Saxon sound, and now he's out. So how did that alter the chemistry when you went to write this record?
No, well, I mean, everyone goes away and writes bits and bobs away from the band. And then people bring in their sort of ideas, and then we sort of work them out. That's how it goes. So really, it was no different.
Okay.
Brian brought some ideas in that he had, and we sort of worked through them. And
yeah, he seems like a great fit for you guys. I remember when the word went out that you were looking for a second guitarist to step in for Paul.
Yeah.
For some reason, he wasn't even on my radar. And I think some of that might be Diamond Head never really broke in America. So he's not really on my radar. They're a much bigger band in Europe. But now that he's in the band, he makes perfect sense to me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he slotted in with Doug. Great, and but I mean, it was not last year. I think it was the year before. There was a time, I mean, Paul was sick. I can't remember whether it was COVID or something, and Diamond Head had been supporting us anyway. And we asked Brian if he would mind learning the set so he could step into the breach. I think it was for a couple of festivals or something, just in case.
Right.
So he was sort of almost ready, shall we say, anyway, because he went and learnt the set.
Yeah.
And so then when this occurred, it just made sense anyway. And we're all good mates and everything, and it just worked out. It just seemed the obvious answer. I mean, we were getting so many sort of emails and stuff from other guitarists, and I mean, quite frankly, we wanted someone from our sort of era,
right?
Someone from our sort of style. We didn't want some young gun coming in like shredding 5,000 notes a minute, because that would just be totally wrong for us.
Right.
And Brian was just an obvious fit. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad he's working out, because the album sounds great. He's a good fit on stage, and I'm glad that personality-wise, he's able to jump in and keep Saxon moving forward.
Yeah.
The videos for this album have been really good, and I mean the camera work, especially on the video for the title track, Hellfire and Damnation. The camera work and the editing is great, and I love the fact that they give you equal face time. There's quite a lot of shots of Nigel, the drummer.
I know, it's nice, isn't it? It's pretty good. And then they give me the evil eye as well, the red eyes.
Yeah. How come you got the evil eyes? Did you draw the shortest straw, or
God knows? I guess maybe it's some of the facial expressions I pull when I'm playing. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it was a great video to do. Great,
All of them have been really, really, really good videos. They're colorful. The action is good. The editing is great. The camera shots are good. I like how they give each member of the band equal time. So I was really impressed with the videos. Do you have any songs on this album? I know in the past, like with Kingdom of the Cross, there's been times in the past where you were the main contributor to a particular song on an album. Is there a song like that on this album?
No, not this one.
No.
Not this one. Everyone was just working all together and everything. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you, when you say people like, you know, you guys kind of split up and everybody writes a little, you know, little tads and things on their own and then kind of email them to each other is usually how it's done these days.
Yeah.
Did you have some things?
I mean, there's always bits flying about all the time, you know.
Yeah,
or there may be some things that didn't get used on past albums that suddenly come up. I mean, it just varies album to album, you know.
Right.
There's no sort of set thing. People just send stuff in, and if Biff gets sort of something moves him, shall we say, you know, or he's got a title in his head and it fits, it gets used. I mean, in the past, we've done something where we might have used something that was written like 6 years ago, a basic idea.
Right.
So there's no set thing how it works.
Does anyone else in the band ever present lyrics to Biff, or is that really his domain?
No, he does all the lyrics. I mean, in the past, sort of around that sort of Dogs of War and Unleash the Beast, I used to help him with the lyrics then.
Yeah.
But you know, as we're all over the place, it's like it doesn't work like that anymore now.
Yeah.
You know, living wise, and we tend to he tends to work on lyrics at home a lot anyway.
Yeah.
You know, when he gets the demos and stuff, and then works on lyrics, or he might work on lyrics once we've got the song worked out. But he does that by himself.
He's got some good rhyme scheme going on. Madame Guillotine, that first verse. I was
just going to say that one.
That first verse tickled me a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of his best lyrics.
That's really good. It's really good.
In fact, it's probably my favorite song on the album. Actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I like it from the point of view that it's not someone talking about the guillotine. It's Madame Guillotine speaking to you. Like, pleased to meet you, you know. Come here, I'm going to cut your head off, you know.
Yeah. And
I like it. It's quite menacing, actually, you know.
Yeah.